That's the most beautiful watch in the world.
Graf watch, y'all. Lawrence Graf, y'all.
That's right. It's $1 million watch.
Tyson is coming. He's coming.
Day before the fight, Shelley Finkel comes down, who was looking after his affairs, and said, "Look, Frank, he ain't gonna fight." And he just put all this jewellery down. So I said, "What do you mean?" I said, what are you talking about? He said, "Well, he thought you was buying it." I said, "Are you mental?" I said, "What on earth would I be paying out that for?"
So it becomes a problem. And about 6 months later, Mike Tyson comes back to the UK to fight.
Mike Tyson is aware of some of the controversy that's gone on, but what he has said, he's sent a message to the people of Glasgow that he just wants to come here to box and give the fans what they want, which is an exciting night of boxing.
During the first couple of days of that return, Frank Warren has to go to his room to discuss several things. First of all, the fight at Hampden Park and the tickets and working with the media, but also this outstanding problem with the piece of jewellery.
I was a bit silly what I did here, but I went up to his room. In the room, he's got him, Tommy Brooks, who's his trainer, really nice bloke, couple of other blokes, and he starts ranting, Don King treated me better than this, and I ain't even got to saying and suddenly crash, he's hit me with a left hook right on the chin, just out of the blue. So here's the guy who's going to fight for a world heavyweight title, and it's me. I must be God knows how much older and lighter than him. Bosh, he's hitting me shit. So I've gone over. Still expects it anyway. I got up, and then it's just like, and there's all pandemonium in the room and all sorts of things were going on. It was all over the place. And there's all these stories all circulating afterwards about what had happened when, but I was there. I know better than anybody what happened. I had his preacher, lovely man he was. He came to me and said, "Look, you can promote him for life," because they were terrified that he would go back to prison. And I went, it's not my style. And I just said, "I ain't giving him a sixpence. You ain't getting any money out of me. That's where I'm at. And you want to pay him, you can pay him what you like. That's your business." And he's paying for that jewellery. And that is all that's going to happen. And that's what happened.
Something you was expecting to happen.
Where were you?
I was just getting out of my car.
Where?
Barking. There's a venue out there. Colin McMillan was fighting there, young Colin McMillan at the time. And getting out of the car, and I heard a bang, and I thought it was a car backfiring. I looked around, I see somebody standing there holding a gun. They was a little bit too far away from, probably back where Simon was, the distance. And at first I thought it was a joke, and I was looking around and thinking, what's all this about? And I could see he was shaking a bit. And then there was a click, nothing. And then I realised it was some bang, and I felt pain in my side here. But what happened, it got in my chest, and I was standing at an angle, and thankfully it went out. It went through my lung, and I lost half a lung, and came out through.
You lost half a lung?
Yeah, and it came through my.
And the bullet exited the body?
Yeah.
So that was literally just at the angle that you were standing that probably saved your life?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was that, and I went on the sort of standing, and I had a partner. My partner, he's still a very good friend of mine. He's a barrister called John Bottress, who he was a very well educated guy. Went to Oxford. He was a double first, and I can remember him. I can't say the word on the radio. He went, and very well spoken. He went, "What the are you doing?" And he jumped on him.
He jumped on the shooter?
Yeah, and got him on the floor. I didn't realise. I mean, he's sort of running around, and I'm sort of suddenly felt this gurgling in my throat, and because obviously the blood was through my lungs, had got into my throat, and I just then I was losing my breath, and I went down on one knee, and then next minute I remember my late uncle Bob coming out, and my brother Robert, and they were standing over me and helping me and whatever, and then they said, get a doctor, and at every show we have doctors. The Boxing Border Control doctor came out. I remember he said to me, "You got a handkerchief?" And I said, "Yeah." So he got the hanky out, and he said, "Hold it on the thing." So I'm holding a hanky, and then at that time the ambulances were all on strike. You remember they had the ambulance strike? So next minute they bunged me in the back of a police van, and they'd done like a 16-point turn up the curbs and everything, and I was going, "Oh," and they drove me up to the hospital, and that was it.
Wow.
And that was it?
That was it, yeah.
Was this an old score being settled?
I don't know about a scorpion, so he's just a lunatic, you know, a lunatic who thought that was his way of whatever he thought it was. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm here doing what I've always been doing, and that's all that matters to me.
But it was a close shave, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
Do you know who shot you?
Yeah. I do now. I didn't know then.
Yeah.
But I do know now, yeah.
Yeah. And is the individual still around today?
Yeah, just about. Yeah. But,
what does it tell us, Frank? Is it indeed? Does it demonstrate the murky world of boxing promoting?
No, it's nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with that.
It's just look, you get lunatics, don't you? I mean, the Pope got shot. Ronald Reagan got shot. You know, people get. It happens, doesn't it? People get. You know, it just happens, and you find a lunatic, and the lunatic does things, and actually an incompetent lunatic at that. You know, from where we're sitting,
fairly close.
Couldn't even get that right.
Couldn't shoot straight. Yeah.
And very lucky. You know, he's just lucky to get away with it, and. You know, and even if I knew it was then, at that time when I was in court, because I wouldn't want to be committing perjury, had I known it was then, I still wouldn't said it was, because rightly or wrongly, and it's not a message I would give to my kids, but that's how I was brought up.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it is, and afterwards you find out, and obviously, you know, you think, how can I put it? You know, you want to settle things like that. So obviously, that is in your head. And, you know, my family, certainly my uncle and my dad and that, they were sort of, you know, I come from a pretty Islington, they were a well-known family in Islington, and I'm quite, you know, I'm sure they would, well, they did want to sort things out, and I just wouldn't go down that road. For me, that was been the defeat.